My name is Harikar, and I am a student of Kundalini Yoga as taught by Yogi Bhajan, and I am a teacher of Kundalini Yoga as taught by Yogi Bhajan. I'm here to share with you some of the philosophy behind Kundalini Yoga. And so I chose a meditation that is was a guided meditation from Yogi Bhajan. I chose it for a particular reason. At this moment in time, people feel stressed out and they're struggling to see, the truth in things. And Yogi Bhajan was a Saturn teacher who would put up these great obstacles for us to cut through. It was called poke, provoke, confront, and elevate. He'd poke us. He'd provoke us. He'd actually confront us so that our egos and our fears and everything would come up right for us to see. And then he would uplift us, saying, these fears are just your fears. You are one with God. You are in the image of the universe. Love is your original nature. And he would then show us how it all fits together. So this is a meditation about the transition from the Piscean Age to the Aquarian Age, really about the information age to the communication age. How we take all this information that's putting this time pressure on us, putting this like where there's no privacy, we're seeing everything. We're seeing the underneath of everything. We're seeing the beautiful, we're seeing the ugly, and it's right out there for all of us to see. How are we going to handle all this? That's the philosophy that I'll also share with you. And how we handle it is through our practice. That's it. There's no other way to handle it. So the way to handle it is to meditate. And we'll talk about that after this meditation. This is a meditation. We'll include the instructions where you would record this in your own voice. And you would sit and you would listen to your own voice telling you this. Learning from your own self how to be able to confront your fears, how to be part of this human experience with everyone, and how to uplift yourself in the face of all our challenges. Here we go. So now, deep breath. Exhale. As we tune in, we invite the wisdom of all of our teachers to be with us now, to magnify this wisdom by any practice we do. Think of all the teachers in your life that have guided you, uplifted you, challenged you. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. We call upon the One, we call upon Gurudev, the subtle wisdom, and Guru that is everywhere, including within you. Deep breath. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale. Suspend the breath. We dwell in the shunya, the still point, allowing the wisdom to present itself. And exhale. This is the meditation to develop the self-sensory system. Please sit in easy pose with a light neck lock. Point your Jupiter finger, the forefinger of the right hand, straight up towards the sky, with the thumb and the other fingers closed in a fist, and the right elbow bent and relaxed at the side. The left hand is placed over the heart center in the center of the chest. And listen to this lecture from Yogi Bhajan. Record it in your own voice and listen to it in your own voice. The self-sensory system and the transition of the Piscean Age to the Aquarian Age. In the next 12 to 14 years, you will be needed by the world. It does not matter who one is today or to whom one belongs. People's minds are going to go empty. In the Piscean Age, which is going to end, the main need was for knowledge, for creative legacy. That's why in the Piscean Age, sex was taboo. It was monitored, matured, and glorified. Sex and sensuality were considered the primary attraction. Beauty was physical, and people pursued each other. Sexual intercourse was the orientation of a relationship, and it reached a point of obnoxious duality, perversion, and became very prominent. But the time is changing, and people are looking towards fulfillment of the self through purity, piety, individuality, and reality. They don't want to practice duality anymore. That's why you'll find few marriages. Sex won't be the attraction. A sensory system will develop. A new system where the individual will find himself, herself complete. Communication will be humongous. Everyone will have access to knowledge. With a push of the button, you can get any information you want. The whole world will be at your disposal. The obsession with sexuality won't have a place. One will not look for satisfaction through the physical. It will be automatic that one will find satisfaction through the self-sensory system, which people develop in the coming 50 years. The foundation is being laid now because the cusp from 1991 to 2012 for the age of Pisces to go and the age of Aquarius to come. We've gone through at least a few years of that already. What is the personal sensory system? There'll be no need for cosmetic makeup. People will be open, straight, simple, direct, with their beauty will be internal, not external. Man and woman are going to reach out with such dignity, such devotion, such an elevated loftiness of self. And the beauty of the human character will be so bewitching that not only the one who is willing will be enjoying and realizing, but the realization will be so profound that no destructive temptation by another person will work. The Piscean Age was the ugliest age, in an era in which the female and feminine energy was rooted out from her roots and exploited to the brink by men. Male-female relationships didn't have strength. Relationships didn't have strength. It didn't have any character, didn't have any taste. So females and feminine energy in the past century gave birth to fearful, insecure, impotent, oversexed men. Sexual disorder was worse than ever. In mankind, sexuality, men were inferior. They didn't have the power of endurance, and they could not carry love and polarity of female energy. In other words, we couldn't become a unit. Sexual habits were so shallow that the Akashic records did not even record them. Men were the product of being worthless and useless. Their sexual intimacy had no depth. The men produced in this last century, whom you call great, wanted to indulge in power of destruction. That's why we created the atom bomb, the hydrogen bomb, the smart bomb. We had 2 wars. We killed more people in the name of religion than anything else. And religion became not reality, but an ugly fanaticism. The ugliest thing that happened in this century is that man started finding God outside himself. Man forgot that God is the working God, Kartapudik, which Nanak said, works and breathes in all of us. It's part of us. It's not separate. We were blind to God's presence everywhere. The only way to survive today is through the insanity of the ego. Not ego. Ego has rational reference, but the insanity of the ego. And man's ego is like a snake which spews poison like a fountain at you. It doesn't mean anything. It just scares you, that's all. People have become limited, small, squeezed to a point of just physical existence. Just physical existence. Today we are 6 billion ugly ducklings of the human race living on the planet, and we have no quality, no quantity, no character, no commitment. Look at our character. It's wrapped up in lies and inconsistency. We say things which are not true. We truthfully say things which are not true. We dramatically say things which are not true. And we do the ugliest things in this planet. We build a power which surrounds the individual. How many houses? How many boyfriends? How much money do we have? We end up adding a termite heap of dirt. In character, we've become so shallow. How many TV sets we have? How much bigger one TV set is? How many cars we have? You'll never hear a person talking about how much satisfaction, how much containment, how much contentment, how much character, how much realization he has. You won't hear it these days. Who has sex with who? Who wants who? Who chased who? Who is nude? Who is more nude? You understand, there's a competition going on. You see all the magazines. It's a human joke. When a race of humans starts making a mockery of themselves, openly and obnoxiously, nothing's sacred. So the state of affairs, this is the state of affairs. And it has to go on for 12 more years. And it will be bad for us. My idea is to present this to you. My idea to present this to you is that many of you will try to reach out and help people and help yourself. And you will have something to understand. It's called building the foundation of a new age. The age of Aquarius will be the age of experience, where only people of experience will be liked, respected, worshipped, and talked to and understood. It's not a matter of how old you are, or how young you are, or how white you are, or how black you are. Religion, as it has been known, has become absolutely obsolete. Because in the past 5,000 years, religion has been teaching you to redeem your soul. Your soul is already redeemed. What you should redeem is your being cheap, shallow, worthless, useless, not true to your words, not true to your commitment, not true to your character. That's what you should redeem. The majority of the world is nothing but show business. You put on a show, and spirituality is nothing but a show. No human believes that they are a fact of life, a fact of existence, that they are real, that they are born in the image of God. The most magnificent Allah, the most infinite God Jehovah, most pure, wise Lord Buddha, whatever you want to call your God, has created you in His own image, and this is it. So God in the New Age is called He, She, It. He, she, and it. And if you don't understand the totality of God as He, she, and it, then you are shit. You can put silver leaf or gold leaf on it. That is still what you are. So you are wrapped in gold, your wealth, and you think you are covered. You are wrong. You are wrapped in silver, and you think you are shining and bright, and you can make a fool of others. You are deadly wrong. The fact is, there is nothing more beautiful, more worthy, and more conscious than you. The time has come of self-value. The question is not to be or not to be. The statement is to be to be. I am, I am. The time has come not to search for God, but to be God. Time is not to worship God, but to trust and dwell in the working God. As this is coming through me, it is cleansing me. If you're not listening and only hearing, you're not getting it. But if you're listening, it will go into you. You have to come to the awareness of how bad and unfortunate we've made this world as ugly as possible, and how beautiful actually God created it. We are purely enemies of God because God within us is in pain, and there is no God outside of us. Each one is the manifestation of God, so it won't work to create God by making a stone God. Every grain of sand is God. And we have to have our subtle body, our sophisticated self to see it. In reality, you are a bunch of molecules living by the pranic body. Nothing more and nothing less. As long as the psyche will not merge in you, equally in balance, you will have no awareness. Human existence is a combination of the pranic body and psyche energy, which is the universe. Prakriti, in creation in proportion. When you have that state of mind, you are clear, you stop searching, you start practicing. The oddness in you becomes even, your flow is as vast as the universe, sometimes beyond the universe. You have the authentic reach to yourself. I don't want anybody because I want everybody. This concept is very difficult. I don't want to be I don't want to be we, I want to be just as it is. And my run is with the flow of the psyche of the universe as it takes me, as it moves me, as it desires me. Man will stop cutting corners and come to a real existence, and it's not long from now. Any person who thinks he is great may be nothing, because the information age is so powerful and so knowable and so acknowledgeable and so understandable that nothing can work. We will not be competent to cheat each other, but we can help and deal with each other as equals. There's no beautiful, no ugly. The love of existence of our life and of our breathing will be in need of the flow of the psyche in us. Therefore, we can be a real combination of self within the self. And the sensory system, which will develop automatically out of us, will be our archangel, protecting and glorifying us. Those who hustle and hassle and move and want will just die suffering. They'll not get anything. Now the time has come that you will have a meditative mind to wait and see what comes to you. Your mind will direct you to work toward the right channels. You will meet the right people. Our future is now. Our presence is purity. We don't have to purify ourselves. We are pure. We simply have to not make it ugly by diversion, by concoctions and stories, and by creating meaningless romance and fantasy, and imagining things which are zero. We'll master ourselves through our service, through our character, through our commitment. And the most powerful thing which people have, our grace. Our individual grace is the most wanted today. And our projection, which will give us satisfaction, fulfillment, and exaltation, is our nobility. We will act noble, gracious, kind, and compassionate. These are our essential features. Our creativity will be our sensory system. And through this sensory system, we will be overflowing with energy, touching the hearts of people, feeling their feeling, and filling their emptiness. We will act great, and our flow will fulfill the greatness in the hearts of others. It will be a new relationship. We will create a new humanity, which will have the new sensory system, and thus we will establish this age of Aquarius. This is the fundamental character you have to learn by heart. SΑDHANA.